Oh, hey, bae friend. Welcome in. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to get enough clients to go full time in business with yourself without having to become an annoying, cringy influencer chick. No dance trends required. No pointing at the floating text. So grab something to write with because let me be very, very, very clear. Babe, this is a working class, not a scroll. It's a what? Act like I can hear you. Working class, not a scroll. Exactamente. Get your pen. All right. So, first, let's clear something. If you've tried to get clients before and it didn't work, that's not necessarily your fault. The advice you were giving was built for influencers, not for practitioners. Post more, dance more, be everywhere. You deserve better, honey. And if you have quietly worried that you just can't do this part, that you are a great practitioner and a bad marketer, I want to put that fear to bed right now. You can do this. Nobody handed you the right map. The people selling you the content hamster wheel need you on the wheel. Guess what, babe? I don't. I don't. So I'm not going to sell you some bullshit. All right, here's the buzz. You can measure this class properly if you are newer and you don't have clients yet. You are leaving today with your first real asks, scripted and scheduled. If you are certified, experienced, and still not fully booked out yet, you are leaving with a client system that does not depend on posting every day. Either way, the goal is the same: booked without performing. Now you can show up, you can be seen. It's going to be so important that you understand how to be an authentic person and to let people in and show them the process. All of that shit is very, very important. But when I say performing, I mean being someone else, doing what they say do, not because it comes naturally to you and that's who you want to be and that's how you want to show up, but because you are afraid that the only way to move through, the only way to get clients, the only way to change your life, the only way to be able to change the lives that you intend on changing through the work that you do is by performing or pretending to be someone else or something that you're not. You ain't got to do that. You do got to show up, but you don't got to perform and pretend. All right? Okay. And here's the one thing I want you to walk away believing. Because if you believe this one thing, everything else in your business gets easier. Getting clients is a ask problem, not a content problem. If direct asks were engine, or sorry, let me say it more clearly. If the direct ask was the engine, then everything you've been avoiding is the whole game. And everything you've been polishing to get perfect, I'm gonna get on you about that, it's just decoration. All right. So, quick credentials so you know why I get to teach this. Not only did I create Trap Yoga Bay, and from that landed as a top 8 Forbes wellness gurus to keep on your radar. Not only have I built a $1 million wellness brand, not only have I coached thousands of women through my confidence accelerators, my identity refinement strategy work, my signature programs, right? If all of that wasn't enough, I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist. The word certified like laughs me. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist and a confidence coach. So not only do I know how to run a business, I know the most important work is the work that I do on your nervous system. Not just vibes, not just a Lulu is a Lulu, not just giving you a bunch of fucking strategies that does not work for your nervous system. I built a full-time business without ever once feeling like I had to be somebody else or do what other people were telling me to do. Those external results is the book calendar. The internal result is that you stop auditioning for strangers. Both are here on the table in the hive for you today. All right, cool. So let me tell you about this woman I coached. She had every credential needed. She was certified, trained, capable as fuck. She could tell you exactly who she helped and how. Not she could. I'm sorry. What she could not do was put a link in front of a single stranger and say, here, this is what I do. This is how much it costs. Instead, she had a folder, content ideas, a logo she'd redone 4 times, a bio she'd rewritten more than she'd posted. She told me almost word for word, I have everything I need to be more active in my space. I just haven't figured out how to put my services in front of people. Sounds familiar? I know. Because here's what you gotta know. Booked and busy are not the same. Busy is not the same as booked. Look at that sentence and look at what that sentence is not. It is not, I don't know what to say. It's not, I'm not qualified. It's, I haven't put it out there. See, the client that we were just talking about, she was a whole hive of activity and none of it pollinated anything. Busy is not the same as booked. She had done the hard part. She had identified the training, the knowing. She had not done what was actually the thing that produces a client, which is asking a specific person for a specific yes. She was not confused. She was stalling and calling it confusion because confusion feels more acceptable than fear. I know. Stick with me, we going places. So here's where it turned. We stripped it all the way down. One plain sentence, what she does, who it's for, and how to start. And I challenged her. Send that to one real person. No graphic, no caption strategy. Her hands were shaking when she hit send. And the world didn't end. That one ugly ask did what a year of content planning never did. It started a conversation with someone who could actually say yes. How about that? See, now you might be thinking, that's nice for her, but my situation is different. No, the fuck it's not. You are her exact pattern. The traditional way says build an audience first, post consistently, wait to be discovered. But here's why that is brutal. You are auditioning for thousands of people who were never going to buy a motherfucking thing just to avoid one conversation with someone who would. The way I'm talking to you, this new way, flips it. You ask, you sort, you get paid. The audience can come later, and when it comes faster, it's gonna come because you're booked, right? Like, yes, we live in an attention economy, but what do you really, really, really want here? Do you want attention, or do you want to do work that feels good and be paid and rewarded for the good work that you are doing, good sis? That's what I thought. Exactly. So here's the whole class in one line, and it's going to contradict what you have told yourself for months and maybe even years. Confusion is not a phrase you are stuck in. It is a decision you keep making on purpose because it protects you from the moment a real person can tell your ass no. I have so many ideas, but I don't know where to start. It's not a knowledge problem. If it were, one video would fix it. You have access to more information about getting clients than any generation of business owners in the history of people owning business. And you are still stuck. That gap was never information. Clarity does not arrive before the first move, it arrives from it. All right. So I got 3 secrets. And if you've been paying attention, you kind of already know them. But I'm going to make it plain for you because, baby, you know what I like to do? I like to make it plain for you. So here's what we're going to cover in the next 20 or so minutes. Secret 1, the ugly offer rule. For the part of you that's whispering, this works for other people and not for me. Secret number 2, visibility is not vulnerability. For the part of you that says, I'm not the kind of person who can be seen like that, I got you. And secret 3 is the no quota. For the part of you that says, but what if I ask and nobody buys? 3 secrets, 1 big domino I'm about to knock down right now. Let's get it. All right. So, starting with secret 1, the ugly offer rule. How one polished ask outsells 30 pieces of amazingly polished content. All right. Now, let me tell you a quick story. I had a client, right? I had a client name this directly. She said, I'm such a perfectionist. So I told her, okay, do it ugly. She knew the pattern and she named the exit in the same breath. That is the whole secret, actually. You do not need to fix the perfectionism before you act. You need to act while it's still loud as fuck. I have so many strategies for that, but I'm a hold. Here's the mechanism, because I'm not going to hand you a vision board instead of a nervous system. Perfectionism is not a personality trait. Like, let me just be very clear about that. It is a protection strategy. If nothing is ever finished, no one can ever judge you. So it feels like high standards. It functions like you're hiding. Now, you're probably thinking, but my offer really isn't ready yet, Brittany, right? Okay, my friend. The offer your dream client needs is a plain sentence. What you do, who you do it for, and how to start. So you're probably thinking, but what if the branding looks unprofessional? Nobody ever booked a coach because of a logo. They book someone because they asked them directly and the offer fit. So here's the rule this week. You post the offer before it feels done. You're allowed to fix it later. You're not allowed to wait for later to post it. That's me popping you. Post that shit. All right. Maybe you need a time limit. Maybe you say, okay, I give myself 45 minutes to work on this, or 15 minutes to work on this, or 30 seconds to work on this. And wherever it is, it has to post. And I highly recommend you get all your slides done, or you make the video and then you do it, clean it up, right? You could do iterations. Anyhow. So let's lock a new belief in. Readiness is a feeling. It's not a fact. Feelings are not a prerequisite for action. They are frequently the result of it. You will feel more ready after the ugly offer is out than you did before, because your nervous system will finally have proof that the world did not end when you posted it, that the world did not end when you asked for the sale. That's the ugly offer rule. Secret 2. How many secrets are we at? 2. See, visibility is not the same as vulnerability. Or the way I like to say it, the queen does not flinch when the hive looks at her. All right, quick story. There's this belief that a lot of you are carrying that sounds like this: I need to have it all together to make an impact. And I hear it from almost every place that I teach. That belief has to go before any tactic matters. Because a perfect offer posted from a place of scared or from a place of hiding still reads as scared and hiding. People can smell that flinch through the frickin' screen. And here's the clinical part: visibility means information is available. Vulnerability means you've decided that that information can hurt you. One is a fact, the other is a story. Usually, one that protected you once and you never updated the data in your mind. And here's the piece that nobody's saying out loud. Most of the people scrolling past your offer are not building a case against you. They're thinking about their own lunch. You're probably thinking, but people will judge me if I ask directly, right? Some might, most won't notice. And the one who needed you will thank you for letting her know what was available to her. So we got a new belief locked in, right? Nobody is watching you as closely as your body believes. That belief that everyone is watching close enough to judge you is not humility. It is a main character dressed up as fear. You do not need to have it all together to be worth listening to. You need something true to say and a willingness to say it while it's still a little unfinished. All right? So we got that. Ready for secret 3? So secret 3, and this one dissolves the last acceptable excuse. But what if I put it out there and nobody buys? What if I don't have an audience? What if I ask and the answer is no? Insert the no quota. Story first. A client of mine was cold pitching an entirely separate business. And she said one of the cleanest things I have ever heard on this exact on this exact fear. She said, I'm scared, nervous, and excited for the no response because I know that it makes room for the yes. Hear that again. She did not hope to avoid the no. She budgeted for it. She gave it a freaking job. Because here's the mechanism for this. Your brain runs on social rejection through the same circuitry as it does physical danger. So every time a no gets filed in that beautiful brain of yours, it gets stored and filed as an injury instead of information. You got to learn to reframe it. Every no you collect is a sorting mechanism, clearing the space between you and the yes that's coming. If you ask 10 people and one says yes, the other 9 are a referendum. They are just the cost you paid to finding the one. I love it. So here's the move. Pick a number this week. 10 asks, 15, not a sales ask, a direct offer. Put it in front of a specific person. Your only goal is to hit your number of no's, not even yeses. When you stop needing every ask to convert, the fear drops out of the asking and the yeses start finding you faster because you're finally asking enough people to get them. 10 real asks this week beats 1,000 followers every single time. So let me sweeten the honey pot, because that is exactly what I built with Bankable Babes. Bankable Babes is an online community that I created on school, and inside it, I have quarterly challenges where you build and post the ugly offer against a real deadline. I give you templates from my book method, so it's never a blank page, and a room full of women counting your asks with you, holding you accountable, rooting you on, giving you feedback, giving you advice, and helping you move forward. And since you stayed all the way to the end of this, let me sweeten the deal. The first 100 women inside of my Bankable Babes community are founders permanently, because I just launched this, right? And I want you to have a home as you grow your 6, 7, and 8-figure dollar business. So you get the founder's badge that will never be available after we finish this round of founders membership signups. The rate that you come in at will be locked for life the day you join. You'll get your name on the founder's wall, meaning free marketing, because you're in there with a business and your business is gonna grow because you fucking with a real one. And then you'll have your name, your business, what you do, and how they can find you. So from now into infinity, women get to come into this program, or women get to come into the community, and they get to see you and find you and not only be inspired by you, but also purchase your services. You're getting permanent marketing. What? From women who are willing to invest in themselves. And you who are willing to tell people what you do, who you do it for, and how much it costs. I'm just saying. The founder's wall, baby. Then you also get a seat at the annual founders dinner. They'll be either in Los Angeles or Atlanta. Sometimes we might switch up the cities in the future, but that's where we've been hosting, our non-international retreats. So you'll always have an invitation to the yearly founders dinner. We get to get dressed. We get to have a great meal. We get to vibe the fuck out, talk about our businesses, be around each other, because you're going to build relationships with women in here and you're going to want to see them. It's amazing. So you also will get first access to everything I build after this. So there are going to be more things that I create. There are going to be more courses. We're going to be doing challenges. And when you come in as a founding member on the premium or VIP, you never have to pay for another course again. And my courses will range from $500 all the way to $15K. But because you're a founding member, you will always get beta access, meaning you'll get access to it before anyone else, and you will not have to pay another dime to have it, because you are my day one, and I will always want you to have the best and the most cutting edge things that I create. And I want your feedback so that before I go public with it, I can make it even better. A win-win scenario. I'm really good at creating those. All right. And just to be clear, right, there will only ever be 100 founding members. And as I make this video, we are already at 56. So get your ass in there, right? But I'm not going to convince you. I cannot make you want this. And one thing that I've learned is I cannot want something more for people than they want for themselves. So knowing that, the room is open. The community is open. Bankable Babes is ready. I said you don't got to do the pointing, but I'm going to do the pointing. Somewhere on this screen or in the caption, you'll have your link. And I'm going to make it even sweeter. You can come in and you got 7 days for free to check it out and catch the vibes before we even charge you. And then after I charge you, only after I charge you, you'll get to be that founding member. So it's literally no risk whatsoever. 7 days, come in, get held accountable, Get more tools, get more inspiration, get more community, get more support, have your content looked at, have your offer looked at, have your pitch looked at, or organize calls with others so you get to practice pitching or practice your ask, everything you need beyond the little bit of game that I've given you is inside of Bankable Babes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So jump in if you're ready to stop stalling in front of an audience, right? That can actually hold you inside. Okay. Ooh, I just get the feeling I'm gonna see you inside Bankable Babes. So let me ask you a question. If you did what I showed you in Secret 1 and posted the ugly offer this week, and you did what I showed you in Secret 2 and stopped treating visibility like a wound, and you ran the no quota from Secret 3, do you think you could get enough clients to go full time in this entrepreneurship shit? You already know the answer, honey. Back to the domino. Confusion is not a phase, it is a decision. And today, you stopped needing it. Now, here's what I won't sell you. I'm not selling you relief from an empty inbox. The gap between the offer you make and the offer you keep, almost making it, is not a clarity gap. It is a room gap. You do not have a deadline that isn't imaginary. And you do not have people watching you and supporting you and holding you accountable and cheering you on when you actually make the post. I think you have enough to execute. I gave you the game for free. But if you don't want to do this alone, you know exactly where to find me. Thanks for being here. Life is sweeter with you around. See you on the inside. Ciao.